Margaret Birchler, head midwife at the Nidwalden cantonal hospital, visits one-day-old Eleanor. This baby had a natural birth, like most infants in this hospital. But more and more mothers are opting for caesarians. For Margaret Birchler, it's an unwelcome trend.
The
problem is that many doctors' practices do all the pregnancy checkups, so the women go to them every time and only come to us for the birth. So we can't influence their decisions.
Margaret Birchler says it would be possible for midwives alone to deliver most babies without medical intervention.
It's great that we can carry out caesareans these days, but we have to be careful not to intervene in births when it's not necessary. We should let it happen naturally.
A new breed of doctor in favour of natural births is about to take over as head of gynecology here. Thomas Pretz is shown the hospital's birthing facilities. Electronic machines are tucked away discreetly to make the whole process less daunting. Women can choose to give birth in various positions or in a bathtub. After the birth, even mothers with the most basic insurance are given single rooms. Mr. Pretz is happy with the setup. Although he's an advocate of natural births, he understands why more and more doctors are advising their patients to have C-sections.
Insurance premiums for assisted births are going up all the time. Obstetricians try to protect themselves, so caesareans are often chosen for questionable reasons to avoid liability if something goes wrong.
Thomas Pretz points out that a C-section is a serious operation that can also lead to health complications. He says women opting for caesareans often fail to take this into account.
It would make sense to look more closely at caesareans, which are actually fraught with problems. We should look at how many unnecessary caesareans later lead to negative after effects.
In the nearby privately run birthing house, there's not a machine in sight. Pregnancy checkups are carried out by the midwives by hand, without ultrasound examinations. C-sections are almost a dirty word.
The C-section is actually an emergency operation. If something goes wrong and a natural birth is not possible, it's a blessing that we have this option. But it should not replace natural births. That's kind of skewed.
This is Carmen Stiernimann. She had both her children here in this bathtub. Johann is 5 weeks old, Lorenz is 3.
I never imagined birth as something to be carried out in hospital. I always thought it was something to do in a very natural way. So the birthing house was a great choice for me, because I thought the postnatal care would be very comfortable. I was never afraid that something would go wrong, even with the first birth, as I trusted the midwives, who are very good.
Barbara and Jens were also comfortable with the setup, especially as the hospital was just down the road if anything went wrong.
The younger of my 2 midwives had already delivered 700 babies, and they have a lot of experience, so I felt just as safe as in a hospital.
Most women still choose to have their babies in hospitals. But there's a real fear now that midwives on maternity wards will lose the ability to help women give birth naturally, as more and more C-sections are being carried out by doctors. So what needs to be done if the caesarean trend is to be reversed?
When they're making their choice, women should say, "No, I want a natural birth, and I won't allow myself to get stressed up during pregnancy. I'll go to the midwife for my checkups, in collaboration with the doctor." If women were to do this, things might change.
Mhm.